Hello everyone and welcome to the Chassis Variant Series, myself, Critical Rocket. Here we go with the Direwolf Bravo. Now, little behind the scenes nugget. This is actually the second narration recording of this because for some reason, the first one, the footage was in sync with what I was saying, but then it decided that the narration was much longer than the actual video and it was going into the outro screen for some reason. That was very odd. That was very strange. Hopefully it won't do it again. So, yes, we're looking at the Bravo. This is an interesting assault assault. It's an interesting assault mech, that's for sure. But this is a version that has 5 energy and 5 ballistics. It is a mix of quad Ultra AC2s, a single LB10, 2 ER PPCs, backed up by 2 medium pulse lasers, and an ER small. Essentially, it's a gift that keeps on giving. It fights at all ranges, and it's got plenty of ammunition for all these weapons to boot, which is one of the nice parts of having over 50 tons of pod space. So, Direwolf Bravo is a fun mech, but ultimately, for me, a little too, I don't know, a little too complicated for fire groups. It's also extremely hot. It suffers a lot of heat issues. So, probably the first thing you want to do with this is take a step back, look at what it's got, hardpoint wise, which it has 5 ballistics. So that's going to be one of your main features. What are you going to do with those ballistics? Once you've sorted that out, then you can look at the energy. As I would say, backup. Ballistics is probably your key primary weapon setup for this, and then you go from there with your energy complement. And the spread of these is quite generous. You've got 2 in the left torso, 2 in the right torso, and you've got 1 in the right arm for your ballistics. And your energy is all of 4 of them are in your left arm, and your final energy is in your CT. So I would actually say your left arm is probably a shield arm. You can sacrifice that thing because you want to protect your side torsos more than anything with this. And your right arm is going to probably have your big tracking, your weapon tracking arm, you know, like a Gauss rifle or something, if that's what you want to do. Or an LB10 or an LB20, an Ultra AC20, whatever you decide to go with. I think that arm is probably your most important one for bringing the damage, and your support ballistics are going to be in your side torsos. So it's good for that. It's a great setup. In fact, I think it is the one with the most ballistics. Yes, it is, by a long shot. In fact, even the Ultraviolet, the hero one, doesn't have as many ballistics as this. This has the highest number of ballistics in the game and the 3rd highest number of energy hardpoints. It lacks missiles. There are no missile hardpoints on this thing. So that has to be taken into account there. And yeah, the Direwolf Bravo is fun. I did enjoy running it actually, and it's probably one of the ones I will keep around because usually, when I've been doing the chassis series, I've come back and I've thought, oh, I like that one enough, I'll keep that. And this is one I'll probably keep around as well. I'm not quite sure why. I think it's just because there aren't enough mechs, in my opinion, that use Ultra AC2s or AC2s in general. So there's not enough of those mechs. So any mech that allows me to bring a bunch of AC2s, I'm happy with. So I'll keep that one. And yeah, there's not really much else to say, sadly. There's no background about it, other than the fact that it's built to engage at long ranges. So I guess you could say this is a Direwolf variant that's taken by pilots that want to work as a fire support lance. Maybe a command lance, for instance, with the commander piloting this very mech, where he can sit far back and he can provide support for other elements of his towerman during the engagement, especially during the invasion, which I imagine was, you know, relatively common, especially to see the Direwolf Bravos doing these things in Smoke Jaguar and Clan Wolf assault groups. Not surprising, I'd imagine. So it works in that regard. On the tabletop, this thing would be friggin' terrifying, and dual ER PPCs for a start is scary enough, but that's a 30-point alpha from those 2 things. And then you've got those Ultra AC2s, and you double tap them, so then you go from doing 18 and 16 damage, and probably not a hell of a lot of heat for firing all of those. And yeah, it's and then the LB10, which, remember, you've got ammo switching. Yeah, nasty, nasty weapon setup. So yeah, tabletop works great. MechWarrior line, a little bit fiddly, a little too complex, but not terrible. And yeah, sadly this match was... It's one of those matches I don't really like in MechWarrior. The steamrolls, they're boring, aren't they? It should be more balanced. It should be a more fun experience for both sides. It should at least feel like you've come out of it feeling like, you know, it could have turned either way. You know, the matchmaker did a decent job, And I'm going to bring up a game that some people call cancer, but games like Overwatch, I've never really felt like it's been that one-sided that often. It does happen, but not all the time. But this game, it just happens a lot. But yeah, that's the end of that round. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.